Hello, this is Jer. I am apparently not done experimenting with bionic dupes. I want to try two things. One, space travel, and if I'm going to do that, why not do that in the Moonlet cluster where I'm kind of required to do that? The other thing, difficulty sending of energy vampires with bionic dupes. And this is an asteroid that is metal poor. Before I think about it, let's just jump into it, otherwise I'll talk myself out of it. We're starting with Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. I'm not taking any boosters that are easy to make, so we've got Extreme Digging and 2 Suit Training boosters. Name of the colony is Energy Vampires. Let's take a look at this impossible mission. Okay, so we've got obviously a cold area. Looks like to either side of us. Decent area around. We've got a good amount of water. Some metal, though we have to remember this is metal poor, so we're not going to get as much from that. And geyser-wise, we've got natural gas, liquid sulfur, hydrogen, and steam vent. Okay, I have to carefully decide what we're going to do first. First step is to dig out some material for construction, as well as clear out space for building. Burning Pot has given us some metal power banks and gear bomb. It's going to be necessary. Next step is to give us the ability to make some power, as well as oxygen with an oxygen diffuser, and a laboratory, plus a crafting table, and a cot for each dupe. Unlike normal dupes, I don't care if there's any shine bugs in the barracks. Alright, and let's just have a look. We've got both a barracks and a laboratory. Next thing I'm doing is getting the dupes to produce some microchips so that I can get some boosters before we get into the next project. Started cycle 2 when we get our first set of microchips. I'm aiming for 6 in total. Right, we've got enough microchips now, so let's go to the schedule and take that off. Well, order number of microchips. I'm going to get 2 research boosters, 1 digging booster. Well, one of the dupes creates that. Gamma is currently on it. The rest of the dupes can dig around. Having this spot down here set up for, I think, a supercomputer and apothecary. Going down this direction so we can remove this water. Get it out of the way. Alright, and let's go to skills now. Beta, I'll get them to take this off. They can take the 2 research boosters. Alpha can take the digging boosters. They can be specialized in digging. And Gamma can be really fast. Now, with that, let's now make a priority of Alpha doing digging, Beta doing research, discourage anyone else from doing research. Click, click, click. That should do. And we'll do our first research project, which, given the fact that we have bionic dupes, want to have a ability to have a gunk extractor on hand soon. So we'll research that first. Also want to minimize the amount of material falling down here, in particular metal. So carefully digging along so I don't lose my metal down in the water. Alright, now that we have the ability to get the gunk extractor, I'll put that together. So we're putting in a gunk extractor just under a laboratory. I'm going to start the construction of another laboratory over here. They'll have a supercomputer. And I'm choosing this location here to store gunk. Push this over tile by tile. See if we can get one more without spilling up. Okay, nuts. A little bit of mopping shouldn't be too bad. Okay, tube's currently on break. Might reduce the amount of time. In fact, I don't think we need any sleeping. Oh, maybe we'll just have a few hours of sleeping. Probably should have taken some hours away. And time for another dupe. We are bringing in Delta with our suit training booster. Let's go to schedule. I don't want them to go on break just as they arrive, so we'll put Delta over there. That little ladder, I think we can dig that out. So that's going to allow our water here to start draining away, so we can make our gunk extractor. Store gunk over here with this pipe. Let's see, continue on with more research options. So we have our gunk extractor apothecary. Let's do supercomputer next. Also clearing out this spot here before we put in a pitcher pump for the water. See, a little sandstone fell down. That's fine. I guess that was where the tile we're taking out was. Okay, let's get a pitcher pump together. Right now, Gamma can't get across without it. There we are. We also want to dig up here to get access to where hydrogen's going to flow. So slowly want to make some batteries so we can stay alive in this game. Switch over to alternate source eventually, but right now, burn a little bit of metal. Research. Let's continue on. Brute force. Can try this area off. Start to go down. So we're going to be building a supercomputer and apothecary. Digging down to the bottom of the base. Digging up to this point to get a pump to deal with hydrogen once our electrolyzer starts running. Maybe start to dig out this spot too, because that's where I'm going to take our first bit of water, I think. Oh, dupes are stuck down here, or up here. Research. What are our options? Do smart home. Digging down here, I think is going to be important because eventually we're going to be burning some of this coal instead of burning metal to stay alive. Supercomputer apothecary going in, but now we're putting in a pump, a power line, and a gas pipe. It's going to go down so we can consume some hydrogen eventually. It's easier to do this now than once hydrogen's filled up there. Supercomputer here needs a little bit of power. Research, we'll do the air systems. There's our hydrogen pump. Oh. Okay, don't love that. That was a little bit of oxygen that got pushed in there. So we'll just take out our last thing there that contains oxygen. Push that back in like that. And that should take care of that. Next goal is to build an electrolyzer and a pump. It's also going to be less than a minute until the next dupe arrives. So we get a cot available for that dupe. I see everyone's on break at the same time. I think we should adjust that soon. So we're adding in Epsilon suit training booster. They're not good at excavation and machinery, so we'll go for anything else. Discourage them from digging and operating. Let's put them in a schedule by themselves. Look at the Epsilon schedule. The other thing is I extended the break. I seen stress is starting to get up a little bit, but that's also going to be more microchip production, which is good. Speaking of microchips, we will need an advanced medical booster. So we'll see about creating that. I plan on ending with 6 dupes, so we got our 6 caught. Pump being installed. Got our electrolyzer there. Also putting in some mesh tiling. Let these guys make a microchip. Okay, I'm going to take this moment now to actually put everyone in their own schedule. Alpha can stay at the top. Beta can go down here. Gamma can go here. That's not gamma. Try that again. So alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon. Okay, alright, so everyone's in their own schedule, and I think because now that everyone's going to be taking break at a different time, I'll be able to run off one electrolyzer for the whole base, which will be kind of nice. Okay, let's give out skills. Have to be careful about this. I want at least one dupe that can use the soldering station. I don't want that to be any of my specialists, so Alpha is specializing in digging. Give them an extra digging spot. Beta on research. Delta's kind of an everything sort of dupe, so we'll get them to do schematics. And Epsilon. And Gamma. Okay. Banks are down. Generating some of those. Ask for more. Probably always going to be asking for more power banks. That becomes a dangerous game of burning away my metal on a metal poor asteroid. Where there is no teleportation. So I'm either going to have to figure out how to survive with just these bionic dupes, or it is not going to go well. Okay, so now it's not just about power banks. I also want to make sure I get someone, it's going to be Epsilon, that can use the apothecary so I can make gear bomb. Be nice, we'll give them light access so they can see what they're doing. Let's make that priority. Okay, not actually in there. It probably should have been... technically, we don't have a laboratory. Okay, we don't want to allow that. Let's put in another light down here. Let's see. Get a single tile. Go through that. Make that a priority. And we've got a laboratory for our supercomputer. Not plugging this in so that Dupe can go over here and use light in that laboratory. Just a few more pieces of wiring. And we've got a pump. It's going to start to deliver water down to this electrolyzer. With that, let's get rid of our oxygen diffuser, so we'll rely just on this electrolyzer. And that gives us access to hydrogen and a new source of oxygen. So now we are making a rock crusher so we can get some metal. That's going to be very important. So we can do some automation. Beta doing some research on power. Here is our rock crusher. Okay, with that, let's start making some pieces of metal. Also have a coal generator going in and a soldering station. First thing I'm using with the metal is to get in automation to turn this light off when no one is around. Be nice to have that over here too. Need just a little bit more metal. Delta cranking out a little bit more. Yeah, staying on top of this, where dupes are not the most exciting thing. With a little bit more metal, now we're automating the lights over here. Otherwise, I'm going to go crazy. Watching for dupes, cutting wires, reconnecting wires. Maybe even connect this while construction's going on. Ah, okay. Automated lights. Nice. So next thing I want to do is get our coal generator in and get dupes off of the manual generator. So we're going to get a transformer together, connect that towards the base. Also be nice if we could get an extra research booster and an extra digging booster. Heavy wire line going towards the power transformer. Maybe I'll get rid of our manual generator now. disconnect our battery after that's been drained. Reconnect this line so we can start utilizing the coal generator. Get rid of this battery. Oh, and this is not good. This is not good. Okay, we need... Okay, we'll be saved here temporarily with our next dupe. Now we're bringing in Zeta. Importantly, they've got the electrical engineering booster. Not good at medicine and science. And also importantly, we've got a number of power banks. This is going to be the last set of power banks that the printing pod gives us. So I'm pretty much just cranking out metal power banks as much as we can. Let's see, skill. Let's give an extra slot here. Let's also on alpha get them to be a really good digger. And then we're connecting a heavy watt wire line to the soldering station since that uses so much power. We're going to be installing our first power bank charger. We'll be able to start using our soldering station. And actually we'll need a little bit of Bisolite for that. Actually, that's kind of an interesting thing with Bionic dupes. Gives you a reason to go after Bisolite. Go digging there for that. Probably wouldn't be too much more to connect this into our heavy watt wire line so the rock crusher doesn't have to consume off the smaller watt wire line. There's Alpha digging through some Bisolite. We'll order our first eco power banks to be created. Start storing some coal down here next to our coal generators. How are we doing for metal? Let's ask for a little bit more of that too. I think we can, let's see, disconnect this, connect that with our heavy watt wire line. Can back that off. Hydrogen generator about to be installed as well. Now I don't want to run too much. Unless I've got a actual smart battery in place. So maybe we'll do that soon. In fact, okay, not quite yet. Be very easy to make a washroom as well. It'll be tempting just to throw a sink right there. Not quite enough power with one of these guys. Let's see about adding a second coal generator. Yep, we're not going to be able to use the soldering station without that second coal generator either. Someone can throw some coal in there. Now we've got 2 coal generators running. Next thing we have going in is a smart battery. Also figure why not destroy this conveyor loader without teleportation. It gives us a little bit of metal. Also, we want to make this a power plant. Be able to do this by enclosing all these machines. Alright, excellent. We have a power plant on base. Just want a little bit of automation wire to turn these off when they're not needed. Okay, everything is actually waiting for our smart battery. Maybe not so smart. There we go. Alright, just set that to be maybe 90, 95. And how is... Ooh, let's tap into our hydrogen now. This is awesome. Let's make a strength booster and a construction booster. Let's give Beta ability to do better research. Okay, why is everyone... Oh, that got to be a level 6. Whoops, that's not what we want. Got another skill, that's strength. Let's see, Alpha, Beta's got that planned. I'll give that to Delta. So we've got a hydrogen generator now. We've got to make sure that we don't get too much hydrogen in there. So I really want to get off of creating the metal power banks and our crafting station. So we're going to get a series of metal or power bank chargers. We're going to extend our power plant. Hydrogen is on the way down to one of our hydrogen generators, adding in a second one of those. Need some power banks as well. Go power banks in particular. Okay, we've got enough of these. We want maybe it's a priority set. Why is no one creating anything in the soldering station? Is there something I'm not seeing? That's a priority 6. Eco power banks, guys. Only took priority of 1 dupe down on operating, correct? Working on a fire pole. Let's bring some of that abyssalite closer. There we go. Zeta's getting the idea. So now we have a washroom for any of the dupes when they're using the gunk extractor. Power bank chargers being filled up, okay. And I probably should start watching that. Eco. Actually, we'll watch both types. Currently both at 0 because they're in net for charging. And I'm, yeah, I don't want any more dupes. So we're on hard mode, so I don't have any gifts. So the printing pod is just going to have to sit idle. And I'm going to have to figure out how to survive with these guys. We got a construction booster. Maybe give that to Gamma. But our machines are running, burning coal, so starting to dig out this direction just for that carbon dioxide to start filling up. We are out of eco power banks. That's okay. Delta is continuing to grab more. Let's ask for even more. So we're running both the metal power bank production plus eco power bank production, hoping to turn this off. If I don't manage to figure out how to do that, I'm pretty much not going to get much further. Let's get in our second hydrogen generator. The fact that this smart battery is not charged up is a sign that we need more power production. Alpha down here digging out. It's actually really nice that bionic dupes can work in carbon dioxide areas easily. Be watching this setup here. Consuming lots of power on this one line. Might want to think about having a second transformer in place soon. I think it's more important to produce more power. There we are. Second hydrogen generator online. So I can see we consumed all our abyssalite. We can dig out a little bit more there, but we'll also go over in this direction to dig out some more. Got to keep my eye on that. Let's also research here fossil fuels. Got 2 more of these. I don't know the balance of these vampire bionic duplicants, but we've got 1 per dupe. Let's add in 2 more just in case. Alpha going after some abyssalite for us. We've got, oh, look at this, 2 power bank K. Maybe, I don't know if this is a bad idea just yet, but maybe we will, instead of making infinite, I'll ask for 2 more. Gotta be closely watching that though. So 2 power banks, 2 metal, 3, 4. Okay, maybe we made it to the point, as long as we can keep these machines running, we're okay. And we're gonna stop burning metal. Power bank production going on. Keep wanting to look for a gift here, but there is none available, nor is there teleportation. Keep digging out this direction because we're gonna get lots of carbon dioxide. In fact, maybe I should research something to help with that carbon dioxide, otherwise that's going to be a problem. And we have all of these running. Can we keep the slowly, not quite enough power production, I would say, for this particular setup, even with tune-ups of all these 4 machines. Oh, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's just while we're producing this, we'll ask for more of those. Just about sent some oxygen into our hydrogen generators, so caught the problem. So set up a plan to destroy all the oxygen that's made its way down. But, and that happened because oxygen has made its way up to the pump, but I'm also going to take advantage of that fact and be able to go up here and explore. So we're going to take this pump out and aim to push it up there. We're also going to see what is in this geyser. That pump out of the way, we'll install this ladder. Make that a priority thing. We dig out a little bit of local metal and sandstone. Eco power banks are at 4. It's good to see. Going to tap into that oxylite, but forgot bionic dupes don't really care as much about working in non-oxygen. Okay, and this is going to be a scary part, so I'm going to be watching this carefully because I don't want any dupe to get trapped like Alpha has just done there. Take a ladder up to that point, and we will aim to build in a pump. Actually, we should do that soon-ish, because hydrogen is already starting to build up again. Oh, and what do we have? A natural gas geyser. Okay. Now the plan is to put a pump way up here. With automation, obviously, we're going to be looking for hydrogen. I don't want to see oxygen in our line again. And we've got to fix our pipe. Oh, I didn't bring up wiring, did I? Make a priority of doing the top part first before all the hydrogen gets up there. All right, and there is our new hydrogen pump higher up in our base now. So here is how I'm hoping this is going to go. We're going to dig out this area, going to seal this off, and hoping to put oxygen and hydrogen up and having a just natural gas area before we actually install a pump and consume the natural gas. We also have a plan, and I don't normally ever make gas generators at all. I remember they do produce liquid, and, well, I definitely know bionic dupes don't like liquid. Doesn't matter if it's polluted or not. But we'll start off with seeing if we can make a natural gas chamber. Get a connection between here. Doing good, Gamma. What we'll do is we'll seal this off right like that, and then we can open up this. Okay, it is active. We are getting natural gas, which is nice. That is a power source. Critical power level. Whoa. Ah. Maybe I have to ask for a few more of these. We'll ask for a few more of those. Okay, good job, Alpha. So here is the plan for the piping. We are going to actually reuse the hydrogen pipe. Thankfully, it's empty at the moment. Reroute that down there. Really hoping this is going to work out. The fact that we have a dupe down is not a good sign. Oh, we have 2 dupes down. So there is power banks we're able to pick up. Gamma out. Maybe I will order like a larger number of these metal power banks. Hoping this is enough. We need to expand. This could get ugly. So in the same way that I wanted to do this construction before hydrogen fills up, we're doing a priority of getting this little section done first. Someone really needs to help Gamma. Oh, that already is party 6. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. I don't know if we're going to get anywhere. We are out waiting empty eco power banks. We need more of these. We need more of so many things. This is not good. So what happens if a dupe is down? They can't recharge their oxygen or refill their oxygen, and they die. Not what I want to see. There's a good chance I may have to roll back. We're burning metal, though, in this process. I thought we had enough, but I guess we didn't have enough eco power banks. Okay, somebody has to attend. Can you actually set a priority for a dupe? Thank you, Zeta. Where is the other dupe? What? Oh, they're up here. Make them a high priority. Would have thought that'd already be a high priority. Thank you. Save dupes before anything else. Whoa. Okay, so everyone is alive, but we've got we've got eco power banks. We've got 40. This isn't the problem. There's 40 of these sitting around. Oh. Not entirely sure. I guess we just don't have enough power. Oh, priority. Maybe this is the key. I bet this is the key. That is the key that I'm missing. Because I'm setting priorities such as higher values for little sections like that. But nothing can be more important other than saving dupes. Making sure our power bank chargers stay filled. Really, really hoping that's going to make the difference. Okay, so now we can go back to a few things. We want to make our natural gas geysers. We want to get our piping going down for both hydrogen and natural gas. I could seal this off, except I want to do one thing in here before I do that. So the one thing I want to do before getting in here is making sure we get a sensor here for the amount of pressure. Because I don't want this pump to take in natural gas if the pressure is really low. That's just a waste of power at that point. So we're going to aim to do this. Before we seal this room off, we can actually start, I suppose, the ceiling. Well, now we can do the ceiling. Start with 2 tiles there. I just made an unreachable build. Nuts. Okay, do that. Do this. And then do this one after. One more. Ah, you had to take a breath. Okay, there we go. That's fine. A little natural gas out. I'm not worried about that. I'd rather have that than the reverse. A little bit of oxygen here that might make its way down here. Let's make sure the pressure is above 600. How's the hydrogen doing? We could consume the hydrogen, so let's actually make a priority of getting our hydrogen line fixed up first. Good, so that's allowing hydrogen to flow down. And we're low metal. Oh my. Okay. No surprise, we're on a metal poor asteroid. This is going to be set for carbon dioxide. And we'll set that, normally do 120. It's going to be feeding into this guy here, up the maximum to that. Actually digging out coal is good. Oh, you know what? Coal is something I definitely want to keep an eye on. 13 tons, because if I run out of that, well, I guess we're going to have to only rely on hydrogen and natural gas. I like the idea of being able to rely on more than just one. This guy doesn't have power. Oh, because I was disconnecting it. Okay, so now we've got natural gas flowing. And we've got natural gas geysers. This guy has no power. Why is that? Oh, because I didn't actually connect this yet. Make sure that is done. That way we can start addressing the carbon dioxide issue. And I've got these guys joining our carbon dioxide line. So we've got a hydrogen line, a natural gas line, and a carbon dioxide line. I don't know if I did automate. Oh, I semi-did automation, didn't quite make it. Okay, want to get a path from here over to We go up like that. Have to create a tile to fix this. And we'll need a little bridge like that. Carbon dioxide is running. Let's just check to make sure that's going in here. All right, in fact, maybe make an overflow for that. There is our natural gas geysers. Let's check to make sure they're in a power plant. They are. Tune up. Being done by Zeta. Whoa. Okay. We're making it, but I feel like just. So now we have natural gas in the mix for power. We have a little bit of hydrogen when the electrolyzer has enough of it. Kind of seems dangerously high. I wonder if I should actually lower that by one. Kind of feel I should. But yeah, I'm going to take a moment now and consider my next move. So what I'm aiming to do next is to figure out what this geyser is. And to go release these guys over here as well. We are short metal. So we're going to make sure we don't lose our power plant. We're going to go out dig some copper ore that's over here. Also getting a little bit of coal, which is nice. I'm also very, very curious where the best path up. There's a liquid sulfur geyser. Won't be touching that for a very long time. But we need to have a path maybe up through here to get up into space. A little bit more copper ore over here as well. Since we're going to be going up here more often, trying to get a fire pole up, but we are running out of metal. Yeah, I could potentially squeeze in some tiles and make it up like that. Though there is normally is like a natural-ish, well, I don't know if call it natural, but there's some sort of path. Hydrogen vents. Okay, I was hoping it was either hydrogen or, what was the other one? Steam. Either hydrogen or steam. Okay, that is nice. That is super, super nice. The fact that oxygen is around, maybe what I'll do. The downside, though, I've got to be aware. Heat. I'm going to get lots of heat. Let's open this up, though. Open that up as well. And it's active. And we've got a source of hydrogen, other than the electrolyzer. The downside, though... Oh, yeah. Not only that, I was thinking I'll have to change this to gold amalgam. Got no ability to make anything with gold amalgam. How am I going to survive with the hydrogen? Oh. Actually, one of the dupes took a little bit of damage there temporarily. This is going to be fun. Yeah, that's the word. Okay, it's just for safety. Actually, maybe that's not even needed now, but we'll take this, copy the setting, just to be safe. We'll lower that. Make sure carbon dioxide still loading to this first guy here. So that's coming from these machines, plus when this is on, is oxygen. Oxygen is looking decent. Collecting a little bit more copper ore. Okay, I need to take a moment to think about where we go next, but super happy about that. But that also introduces risks at the same time. So I have found a little piece of sand which tells me that this is probably the way to go up in this direction. So we're going to dig a path underneath the hydrogen. I don't want to have to walk through the hydrogen. I have a path that could easily get there. But yeah, trying to make an oxygen area. Not so much that it's oxygen, more that it's not hydrogen. Though before we do that, because we have lots of this natural gas, we're building in a third natural gas generator. I can see the, might be smart to add in a third hydrogen generator too, but we'll get that later. Let's see, little spot cancel uproot there. So connecting in our natural gas, carbon dioxide line, power, automation. Making sure we've got a mesh tiling there. I'll have to deal with the polluted water. Actually, I've got a plan for that because we're getting a lot of polluted water being dropped off right there. Also want to push this water up slowly, carefully. All right, with that next natural gas geyser in, let's address the polluted water issue we've got. So to deal with the excess polluted water, we've got a water sieve. Currently researching this here, the bottle drainer. Get a pump that's going to be installed here. That's going to take some of the polluted water that these natural gas geysers are emitting. Also saved room for a fourth natural gas generator. Going to be a jumping water here. Now, I think there is... Let's have a look. Is there any germs in here? Food poisoning there is, though I don't think that's a problem since we don't have any normal dupes on base. I see Zeta and Alpha taking a break at the same time. Oh, never moved Zeta. Forgot about that. And also added a little bit of extra sleep. Just more for microchip production skill. Let's have a look here. Beta. Let's give you... Only this one's going to give you an extra booster. I'll have a moment to think about how I want to pass skills out. Okay, so for skills, this is what I'm thinking. Let's give Alpha really good digging skills. Beta has really good research skills. Delta, because they have schematics, I'm going to do this one instead. And they're apparently going to be our strength-based dupe. And we have Epsilon. Do that, and do that. And we're going to need to produce some more useful things here. But that's why I've got more sleep going on. So we'll get the microchips. But not only the microchips for that, they're also for tuning up of our natural gas geysers. Or all the power plants for that matter. Try to put in some tiling in the barracks. Wait for Zeta to wake up to do that last one. We're starting in on digging the path out so we can get up to space. Oh, it looks like we need to do our first emptying of one of these. Make that a priority. Empty this one as well. And research was complete. Okay, so now we've got our pumps set there. Maybe we'll open this door. We'll knock this over. And I'll plan how we're going to send the polluted water that we're producing like crazy. How much do we have right now? Almost 4 tons. So here is our bottle drainer. Researching the ability to clean the air a little bit. It is filthy in here. Most likely due to the polluted water. Also adding in another natural gas generator. Okay, so we're going to set this up for polluted water. We'll make that priority. It's being used. I also had to reroute this line down there, but there is polluted water going in here. We are getting germs, but we're going to see if we can live with that. See if we can make some progress in pushing this up as well. Oh, technically we lost our power plant if we do that. Alright, at least we can recycle all the water that goes into making the gear bomb. I'm going to be careful here. I do not love the fact that I see sand, so I'm going to make sure a priority of getting that built. And also we've got this pump here. Don't have ability to tell that not to run unless you've got a significant amount of water. But I'd rather clean the air first. Oh. Stop beam will go down there. We've got a warm coat. I'm not entirely certain that that's super useful unless we're going to go into one of these zones. So we've got a couple deodorizers going around the base. Probably the most important one is the one that's right next to the polluted water. I also want to put in a second smart battery. I want to burn coal as a backup rather than along with hydrogen and natural gas. Start to push our water up even higher. Sand going in our deodorizers, converting polluted water to normal water. Okay, so now with this setup, what I'm going to do is connect this like this, and disconnect our coal automation line. And tell coal not to wait till 50% and 95% over here. So basically, where are we with coal? 16 tons. Yeah, we're conserving our coal essentially. Got another natural gas, or sorry, a hydrogen generator going on. Put in a new power bank charger. Let's make more of these. Where are we with that? We got eco power banks. 19. We're looking healthy. And 3. It's actually really up that, maybe even 50. Oh, and I can give out one of these. Oh, apparently this as well. I'm going to start giving out improved gears. We'll get a penalty reduction to that, but Epsilon, let's give you medical booster. Give out some construction strength out there. Maybe at some point we'll be able to get some of these. We'll see in time. Double check our rooms, our barracks, laboratories, power plants. Oh, and we're missing something. Single heavy watt wire line still be added. Make that a priority because that's otherwise going to waste. Excellent. I think I'm going to end it here on cycle 25. 25 cycles of this is a lot. Oh, make sure that this dupe doesn't get themselves stuck. Snazzy suit and a warm coat. Let's see this snazzy suit. We'll give that out maybe to Alpha. So the air is starting to be cleaned up a bit. Eco power banks being produced. Empty ones anyways. 22 eco power banks. That's looking nice and healthy. That I like seeing. So yeah, we will not be experimenting with going up here today. That will be a subject for, well, I guess next cycle. I've got to get up there and I've got to build a rocket. Because of a few things. First of all, this natural gas geyser and hydrogen vent, they're not going to last forever. They're going to have outage periods. Probably as much a concern. This guy's going to produce a lot of heat. This guy too, not as much. 150 degrees. That will be an issue, especially since I don't have gold amalgam. But having... before I forget, let's up. I think it seems to be important to up the priority of these. But we're able to produce lots of power. Did I forget that? No, still waiting for research. What I'm researching now is gas storage. In particular, I'd like to store away some of the hydrogen and natural gas. That's one thing that would help a little bit with these guys going out. Just making a tiling going across here. Just to make it quick, as I expect, especially once we're out in space, there's going to be lots of travel up in here. If I can figure out, this is going to be the challenge. Getting through the, oh my goodness, it's hot. And I've got some, oh, thank you for putting some of that right there my way. Dealing with it, liquid airlock and all that. Oh yeah, that's going to be interesting. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time where I see if I can continue to survive on hard mode. All the maximum settings are set on an asteroid where it is very difficult to get out into space. And I need to get out into space because I'm going to be limited by amount of power. Power production is really good right now. I can't actually see where we are with that. Could send some dupes in. Oh, definitely don't. Well, you know what? Let's just know that these are going to expire at some point and I gotta get out in space. That'll be for another time. Thank you for watching and hopefully I'll see you later on. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, also look for a new series called Diamond Asteroid. That is just normal dupes, much more casual than the intensity of this. Every now and then I'm going to have to take a break. Anyway, look for a first series of that on Wednesday and probably an update to this series, maybe Friday, Saturday. We'll see.